Hi everybody. Thought I'd show you what I picked up on eBay real quick and talk about what I'm working on and some issues I'm having. So yeah, let me stop this real quick and I'll sort of go over some of the details for you. So this is an Atlas GP35, an older one I picked up on eBay. Somebody has done a really nice job on this. I need to weather it. I won't ever run it like this till I weather it. Benjamin Horn put a decoder in it for me. Had to mill the frame, but they put like a all weather cab window on it. It's really nicely detailed. DT and I had several GP35s, and I needed an engine to run to Oak Hill. I'm sure this engine did run to Oak Hill at one time or another. By the time that I am modeling, it was more GP38s or GP40s. But anyhow, it's really nice, and I'll show it to you again when I get it weathered. So here's where I am on the Chillicothe yard office. I have the walls all cut out, and so I'm going to have to put those together. And I like to share my mistakes with you. I had to cut the wall over here out 3 times because first of all I cut out this one, and I decided I'd cut the doors out last because I thought it might be kind of weak. Could be. So I cut out this window too big, so I thought, oh crap, I'll start over again. So I started on this one, and I was counting the ribs to place the windows and everything, but I forgot to draw the door in. So this window is too close. There's no room for the door. So this one is correct. So they always say the old carpenter rule is to measure twice and cut once. And I measured once and cut 3 times. So it wasn't one of my better moments. But it's still it's a hobby and it's fun. I want to share this with you right now. It's a microengineering 80-foot bridge. Really disappointed in it. So basically this is it. I mean, I got these 4 sides that have all kinds of flash on them and no directions at all. I have no idea what these are for, where to place them. I've tried to find Microengineering's website and it doesn't look like it's working. I've Googled microengineering bridge instructions. I can't find instructions for this. So I don't know how to put together. I mean, it's fairly well detailed, once I get the flash off of it. Man, that's some heavy flash. And some parting lines at the top. But, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this or not. I'm beginning to wish I just would have bought a cheapo, Atlas bridge, which are really cheap, and I may end up doing that. But I'm really disappointed in the directions, or lack of directions. I also originally thought I'd make it a 40-foot bridge. So I bought a 40-foot plate gooder bridge, and all it has is sides. Again, no directions, no bottom. I don't know if you're just supposed to use the road bed. If you have wood road bed, glue it to the side of the road bed. I don't really know. I'm not a bridge expert. So if you know where I can get directions for this thing, clue me in, because I've not been able to find them anywhere. So let me zoom out here. So I've rethought this, and originally I thought that I needed to make this a 1x6, so I thought if I cut the creek down, I was worried about this being too weak right here. If I cut it down, if I used a 1x4, I forgot that I had an inch up here too. So I'm going to take this board off. It's easily removable. I'm going to cut it a couple inches down because I don't really want my fascia to be that wide. I'm going to replace this fascia. I'm going to add another inch to it down here. So it'll be 4 inches. And the one I took off, Oak Hill, was 4 inches. We'll put it back on. Make this 4 inches. I've glued some styrofoam in here. I know it's the old bead board stuff, but that's the only place it's going to be. And it wasn't completely level, so I sort of shimmed it out here. A couple other things I've decided to do is I'm just going to make this track, or this track, a stub end siding. It's just going to end right there. I'm either that, or I may come around and curve it off the layout and say it's an interchange track or something. I'm just not going to join it back together to have one main line. And the other thing I've talked about doing is I'm not going to put a grain elevator or anything in. I'm just going to have one track, just go all the way around and join in over there. Okay, I had to cut it off there. Doorbell rang. So let me explain why. I thought about having the turnout come out here and join, these two tracks into one. I never was going to have double track because I only have one track coming off Oak Hill. But by the time I make this nice curve and extend the straight on, it's going to come out pretty far out here in order to do it right. And I'm worried about my curve over here. What I've got drawn on here is a 12-inch radius, more or less. I'd rather have more than that, but if I do, it's going to put me farther back here, and then I'm going to have to come on around and then curve up here, and I don't know if I'm going to have room for a bridge. So 12 inch is passable. That's 24-inch in HO scale. I'm never going to run any 6-axle diesels on it. It's only going to be 4-axle diesels, so I think it'll be okay. I'm probably going to solder a couple of pieces of flex track together and sort of play with it a little bit. But today I'm going to take this board off. I'm going to cut it down to here, and I'm going to try to replace this piece of fascia right here. So it's going to be 4 inches. It'll be down to about the bottom of this, which means I'll have to remount this. And my goal is at the end of today to have all the fascia on and painted and have it look even all the way across there. So I will, and then I'm going to be working on still don't have a bridge apparently, but I can probably work on cutting out the creek a little bit. I took the board off and I cut it down, and while I was at it, I also notched this back a little bit so it's not going to be so obvious. Again, the fascia is going to cover, going to come down to the bottom of this board. I'm just going to paint this one. I'd have to take the whole thing down to hide that. Of course, the fascia is going to come down here, so then you're only going to be able to see the bottom corner of it. But I'll just paint that same color as the fascia, and hopefully that'll blend in. So my next step is I'm going to put a couple pieces in here, bottom to bottom. Actually, not going to be bottom to bottom now because the bottom of this one isn't level with the bottom of that one. Then I'm going to put a piece of plywood across here, and then I'll stack foam on top of that for the stream base that I can carve out of. Well, for the second time in recent history, another giant earthquake hit. You see, it moved the caboose. My stands need repair now. Some vehicles got moved around all over the place. Got some cars derailed. Trailers moved. This car's derailed. The trucks. So basically, what it is when I had to attach this fascia. I attach it with nails, finished nails. That takes a little bit of pounding. So I have the fascia matched up all the way around. So now I'm going to paint it, and after I paint it, I can reinstall my NCE system and my throttle holder and my switch for my crossing lights. What I did here, and I'm going to replace these feet, I'm going to go to Lowe's and get a couple more pieces of foam. I'm just going to do like the real railroads do. I'm just going to carve it completely out. This is going to be nothing but foam up to the top, and I'll just carve it out. Of course, I can't do it till I get my bridge, but that's what I'll be working on. So I'm going to eat some supper and paint this, and I'll show you what it looks like. Well, it's after 8 o'clock. Room's a mess, but I got it done. I got the fascia all painted. I've got the lights back in. So my crossing signals work, and got everything hooked up. I'll probably still have a couple of derailed cars and IT2 Grinnell. I'll have to go in there and fix those tomorrow. But I've got everything tied in and painted. Tomorrow it's going to be a cleanup day. I'm going to get some more foam to fill this up basically to the top, and then I can probably start roughing in the creek a little bit, even though I don't have a bridge. I think I know the dimensions of it anyhow. So I'm going to take it easy, go in and watch TV for a while with my wife. Kind of tired, so I'll post this video, and everybody stay safe. Oh, by the way, at the end of it, I'm going to show there's an abandoned bridge close to where I'm at. I went out there today, took a little bit of video of it to sort of help me with my scenery. Anyhow, some inspiration. So this is an abandoned bridge over Elkhorn Creek. This is the old Frankfort and Cincinnati Railroad. Hasn't seen a train since probably 1967 or so. So I'm going to sort of use it for inspiration. You can see over here, probably used to have a fill at this end, and then down there's definitely a fill at that end. So it's not going to be exactly like the bridge that I made, but it's sort of going to give me some clues as to what the terrain is like around the bridge anyhow. And sure wish they'd make this into a rail trail, but there are a lot of bridges on it that are gone. I don't know why they didn't take this one out. Anyhow, this will help me build my scenery for my bridge. Here's from up top, looking down the roadbed. We're looking west towards Georgetown, and yeah, in my younger days, I went out on this thing. It's sturdy, but and the water's deep enough underneath it, it wouldn't kill you if you fell unless you hit your head on something going down. It's a pretty neat bridge. Not going to be exactly like what I modeled, but it'll be. This will help me figure out my scenery. You can see how much the ground slopes down toward the creek on both sides. So I'm going to actually have to cut the foam down to make a fill, I think.